Hi everyone, we welcome you to this session where we will discuss the difference between a front-end developer and a back-end developer. Are you interested in coding? Since the field of information technology and computer science is so vast, you are probably facing difficulties in selecting a branch. There are two fronts of a web developer, back-end developer and front-end developer. Both carry different roles and responsibilities and have equal importance. One cannot function without the other. But it is imperative that before you choose a stream, you could know some benefits of each. First, let us see some of the factors that tell us that the front-end and back-end developer have to work collaboratively. The similarity in concepts and syntax is a prominent similarity between front-end and back-end developer. This helps in easing the coordination between the two developers and work collaboratively. It increases the security of all the resources as well as the project. It proves to be effective for smaller projects as they can be completed easily and in less time. The resources available are used very efficiently. It reduces the chance of miscommunication between the two. In this video session, we will go through the details of being a front-end and back-end developer. What are the major differences between them and what are the benefits? The session will include a comparison between salary and languages used by both of them. Additionally, we will walk you through the scope and the current state of the profession. Make sure you subscribe to our channel to receive the latest update and informational videos that we keep uploading. Now let us start the session. What is front-end development? Front-end web development, sometimes referred to as client-side development, is the process of creating HTML, CSS and JavaScript for a web-based interface so that client can communicate and use a website efficiently. When it comes to front-end development, the biggest problem is keeping up with the continually evolving methods and techniques used to design the front-end development of the web page. The goal of developing a website is to guarantee that when viewers visit the site, they view material in a straightforward and interesting layout. This is challenged even more by the fact that viewers nowadays use a multitude of devices with different screen sizes and specifications, prompting the developer to consider this while developing the website. The developers have to guarantee that the website runs smoothly in various browsers, virtual machines, and gadgets that involve strategic designing. Let's discuss roles and responsibilities of a front-end developer. The front-end developers are responsible for maintaining the page. Their responsibilities require them to work with HTML coding, JavaScript and other programming languages to make them look good. Therefore, let us see different roles of front-end developers. The front-end developers are responsible for optimizing the websites for a better user experience. The developer must have a better knowledge and understanding of subjects such as CSS, HTML and JavaScript. This will help them understand the client requirement and provide them with websites according to their needs. It is the responsibility of the developer to make sure that the design and every element on the web page are working properly. The front-end developers have to make sure that the website are working properly on smartphone and tablets. The developers are responsible for creating tools that increase users' interaction. They have to manage the workflow of different software that is integrated into the website. One of the important factors of improving the website's visibility is optimizing the websites with SEO. The front-end developer is responsible for resolving bugs that occur on the user's end of website. Now let us discuss what is back-end development. Server-side development is referred to as back-end development. Servers, JavaScript and web page layouts are all covered. It describes the operations that take place behind the visible website when a user performs a specific activity on a page. It could be logging into an account or purchasing something online. Backend developer writes syntax that allows browser to interact with the data source. When you view a blog post, you are likely seeing an illustration of backend programming in operation. The front end of the whole web page comprises of typefaces, colors, and patterns among other things. The article's content is retrieved from a database and published from a server, and this is where the database backend operates. The backend web developer should be aware of the website objective and offer solutions that would be effective and practical. Now let us discuss roles and responsibilities of a backend developer. There are several responsibilities of a backend developer. They are responsible for all the processes that goes behind the web pages and helps these websites to work smoothly. Therefore, let us see the different responsibilities of backend developers. The main job of backend developer is to understand the basic purpose of the website and provide a layout and structure that would help the user. They have to find effective solutions that are very important for proper working of the website. The developers have to curate spaces to store essential data. Additionally, contain tabs that would display the stored information to users that have access. The developer have the responsibility of including payment gateway to the website in case it's an e-commerce website. They have to ensure that the stored user data such as credentials, card details and contact numbers are in safe and secure hand. The websites are to be developed can be viewed on any device. Therefore, the backend developer has to manage all the API resources so that it works effectively. The developer has to actively participate in analysis of the layout of website and all related data science elements. They are responsible for organizing the logic system that runs the entire framework of the website. This additionally allows them to work on any device. The backend developers are also responsible for building a better framework and helping other programmers. They must have a high problem solving skills so that they could monitor the codes for bugs and provide instant solutions. The roles and responsibilities of both the developers come together and form the website. But why is it then divided into two categories of developers? Curious? Well, let us see what makes these two developers different from each other. In the next part of this session, we will discuss the basic difference and compare their salaries. Difference between front-end and back-end developer. There are several basic differences between front-end and back-end development. Therefore, let us see the differences between the two developers. The simplest fact that differentiates the two is that the front-end developer designs things that are visible to the users, whereas the back-end developers have to build the framework that makes the website work smoothly. The front end of a page involves the structure, navigation bars, words, photographs, animations and other elements that viewers see and engage with. This includes GUI and command line interface, whereas the backend developer interact with the other elements that help the website work properly. The visual aspect depends upon front-end development to provide the users the best experience, whereas the attributes of the website such as database depends on the backend development. The front-end is regarded as the client side of the web application, whereas the backend is considered to be server side of the website. Backend attributes are the brains and the structure of the website, whereas front-end is the working of that brain. The front-end developers must know different languages such as HTML, JavaScript and CSS, whereas for backend processes, the languages necessary are Python, Net and Java. For the proper functioning of a website, both the backend and front-end have to work collectively to provide the best functioning of the website. Both are considered highly crucial and help in providing the best browsing experience to the users. Let us have a salary comparison for front-end and back-end developer. All the developers are paid very highly and the salaries varies according to the years of experience and knowledge. An average developer with the experience of 1 to 4 years can earn up to 5 to 6 lakhs annually. Whereas with experience of 5 to 12 years, they can easily be paid 15 lakhs. Therefore, let us see the salary differences for front-end and back-end developers. Front-end developers. An entry-level front-end developer with no prior experience or experience less than a year earns on an average about 3 lakhs per year. The average yearly income for a front-end developer is Rs 5 lakhs for professional who have an experience of 1 to 4 years. Senior web programmer with 5 to 9 years of experience earns an average of yearly salary of Rs 10 lakhs. After 10 years of experience, front-end web engineers generally earn between 12 to 15 lakhs per year. Back-end developer. An entry-level back-end developer with no prior experience or experience less than a year earns on an average Rs 4 lakh per year. The average yearly income for a back-end developer is Rs 6 to 8 lakhs for professional who have experience of 1 to 4 years. Senior web programmer with 5 to 9 years of an experience have an average salary of rupees 16 lakhs. Whereas developers who have experience of more than 10 years can earn anything above 16 lakhs. Professions are divided by expertise the person holds. So what makes these developer roles so different from one another? In the next part of the video, let us see which developers use tools and languages. Different languages and tools that each developers work with. The skills required to become a developer are similar for both developers, either front-end or back-end. But because of the specification of the roles that they have to carry out, charges along with the work. Therefore, let us see according to their roles the different tools that the two developers use. Let us discuss front-end developer tools. Bootstrap. Bootstrap is indeed an open source website development front-end tool that defines, among other things, page layouts for navigation, typography and iconography. It gives developer a large selection of typefaces, palettes and templates to choose from. The most significant advantage is that all elements shown are consistently across all browsers. Angular.js. Angular.js is a toolkit that Google created. It helps developer to explain the elements of website application clearly through HTML code and frameworks. It generally has its use in front-end development. Next up, Foundation. Foundation is another tool that front-end developers use. It is a CSS platform for building flexible interface design. It provides all the templates you will need to build a flexible website and mobile applications. It's an open source platform that is accessible through GitHub. Python. Python is a famous language of programming for learners that support functional programming. It also provides special space for object-oriented programming and emphasizes the readability of the code. Everyone who wishes to be a front-end developer has to have an expert knowledge of Python, and this is because the designing of the websites is done through Python. Next up, JavaScript. A front-end developer needs to create websites that work well on every device. They need to make sure that the layout and design of the website remains the same. This is where JavaScript comes in. JavaScript is an object-oriented experimentational language of programming, and it aids in creation of interactive websites that work well across all platforms. Moving on to Elixir. Erlang VM supports Elixir, which is a programming language used by front-end developers. It is used in programs that need to be easy to operate and scalable. Next up, HTML and CSS. CSS and HTML are the foundation for the development of web pages, and developers very often use it. CSS and HTML knowledge for front-end programming is very essential, independent of the back-end programming or structure the developers employ. Now let us discuss back-end developer tools. Starting with Django. Django is a web server development environment built on the Python programming language. It allows for practical design and quicker execution, and it is a backend solution that makes website deployment go more quickly for developers. Next up, Ember.js. Ember.js is a well-known web app development framework among programmers. Full-stack developers employ JavaScript for desktop and smartphone app development, but it is primarily used for websites. Therefore, backend developers use Ember.js to develop the other backend elements. Next up, Lodash. Several backend developers use Lodash as a tool in different backend development processes. It is a standard JavaScript library at its core, and it aids programmers in formulating logical algorithm. React. React is known as a Facebook-maintained JavaScript library. It's used to build single-page websites and mobile applications for both Android and iPhone. Backend developers use it to create the layout of websites that would run on any device. It has made processing for several users easy and comprehensible. D3.js. Dynamic allocation and representations for websites are made possible with the help of D3 JavaScript library. It allows backend developer to completely control the visual appearance of the website. We choose profession on the basis of their future scope and adaptability. In the next part of the video, we will discuss the future scope and flexibility of the two professions provided. Let us now discuss future scope for front-end and back-end developers. The future for web application developers is very promising. The demand for both developers has been very high, and developers are considered the face of web development. Additionally, the adaptability of the field has opened several job opportunities among graduates and students. But why not both front-end and back-end? Yes, a programmer can learn the skills for front-end and back-end and work as a full-stack developer. A full-stack developer must be proficient in both front-end and back-end development and be familiar with various back-end platforms. As a result, having a thorough understanding of web apps is critical. Full stack developers work on front end, back end, and database servers, SQL, and API. Consequently, they are hired to take care of entire software stacks. What are the key takeaways of this session? With the growing field of information technology, many professionals are worried whether they should go for front end development career option or back end. However, the future scope and salary provided to both developers are very similar. Therefore, if you choose any of these two, you will have a great career ahead of you. We hope that this session was helpful for you and you learned everything you wanted to know about the differences between front-end and back-end development. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to never miss an informational video related to different professions, education systems and courses. Click on the bell icon to receive every notification from our updates. Thank you.